Hey everyone, it's BlueTraX Dak back here with another big haul review. I'm doing something a little bit new in this video that I haven't done and tried in many years, and that's a tabletop set. I don't know if you can see, but it's just really small, an experiment. Usually I put things on the floor, but it kind of hurts, so I'm experimenting a little bit. I'm supposed to be relocating soon to a more stable spot for these, so I might start implementing a tabletop set, like a bigger one, if I decide that I like this. Right now it's just on my coffee table, but anyways, today we have a few things to review. It's basically just the things I've gotten over the last couple months, so I just thought I'd put them all in one video. So today what we have is Trackmaster Entienne. I'm going to review Mr. Conductor, and I brought the others that I have already. Take Along George, yes, you heard that right. That's the original Take Along, and then a Plarail Japanese steam engine. So we'll go ahead and spread these out, and then we'll get right into it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start off with the Conductor. This is the Bachmann Conductor model. And like I said earlier, I assigned this one to be Mr. Conductor. Haven't painted any red to reflect that he's different from anyone else, but I might add that later. Overall, there's not a whole lot to say. They're just figurines, you know, but we can turn them around here. I like the how it looks like the old wooden people. I don't know, it's just a purely nostalgia factor for me. But yeah, they're size-wise, they're a little large. As you can see, they stand... Well, actually, let me do this. They stand reasonably high above the engine, so clearly you don't care about that if you're using these, but they're good for close-up shots, which I'd like to do more of. Otherwise, I have to use those HO scale figurines. You can't even make out like a face on them. So pictured right beside him are my existing Conductor models, and if you're a longer time viewer, or if you've seen Lady in the beginning, you know that these are the first two. This one on the left here is supposed to be Ringo Starr, that Mr. Conductor, and then this one is meant to slightly resemble George Carlin as Mr. Conductor. I know they're not perfect, but that's what I did with them, and so he is the latest addition here. I guess this would be Alec Baldwin to the Conductor family in the show. So that's all I have to say about them. I think they're pretty good models, again, for close-ups, but they're few and far between of these. Next, let's take a look here at Take Along George. This one actually looks pretty good. I like it. It rolls. It's connected to the flywheel, so you can see it turning. Maybe it's black. It's hard to see. But I think that's really cool. It rolls very smoothly, as a steamroller should. And I thought it was Take and Play or even Adventures, but if you look on the bottom, I know you can't read it, but the date on it's 2003 when they launched this range after they scrapped the Ertl one. So I think that's very cool. It's in very good condition to be that old. I mean, maybe it's not that old, but you know what I'm saying, from that era. So I think it's really neat. Planning to put it in the secret railway if I can work it in. If it seems like it's too distracted, then I'll just cut it, but that's why I got him. But after that, he'll just be wandering around ripping up rails and whatnot. But it's a very nice model. He looks unusually happy, but other than that, I like it. I just like the heavy metal feel it has. It's one thing that seems to be lacking in the newer toys, so I'm glad I was able to snag this one. It wasn't even that expensive. On eBay, I spent like $12, so probably won't find that again. Next here we have Trackmaster Entienne. Now this is Trackmaster Revolution, and as you know, I have mixed feelings about this brand. It's not my favorite, but there is no Plarail Entienne, and I found this one for relatively cheap on Amazon, so I thought I would snag it. To be fair, proportionally, it looks pretty good. That's my usual criticism of Trackmaster, but Entienne fits this brand pretty well because I think of his square body It fits on the standard chassis they made very well. And in the drawing, he had a side rod. I'm glad they took that off. If you look under there, let me see. Yep, he still has a third wheel, as if, you know, he was a 6-wheeled tank engine. So I don't appreciate that, but again, every engine gets this chassis, so it's kind of ruining it. But that's the model they're going with these days, so it's minor. At least they covered it with those fuel tanks or compression tanks, actually. I don't know what they are. He's electric, though. That said, they did nice little detailing with the pantographs. They painted them. He looks like a ship almost with these windows. Frankly, I don't know what I would use him for, other than if I make segments from the Great Race one day. But it is a nice looking model. If nothing else, maybe in some train spotting videos he'll come in handy. So that's about all I have to say about him, though. Again, he's not super ugly, which is a big step forward for Trackmaster Revolution. You knew I was going to save best for last. Now, I want you to take a good look at this one. It's pretty. Now, I've never seen that from a Plarail model before. So I haven't really explored outside of Thomas merchandising when it comes to Plarail, and frankly, just trains in general. I've had a couple of other, like, real locomotive sets. I had a Bachmann Santa Fe model back in the day. It died, though. But this has been one of the coolest trains I've had in a long time. It is not Hero. It looks a lot like him, but if you'll notice, it is a C61. So it is actually a 464 locomotive. Hero would be a 282. So it's very, design-wise, it's the same. It's just a different wheel arrangement, and the tender is also different. And it comes with a nice Japanese railway coach. I'm not going to be using it for Japan. It looks, the thing is, it's very specific, but from far away it looks generic enough to be, you know, just any Hudson train. And I can't get over the headlight. I've never seen I haven't seen this since, like, the Mogul engines that they used to make for wooden railway. I don't know if anyone ever had those. Comment below if you had wooden railway. If you got those, Lionel had a wooden railway line for a little bit. I did have a few of those when I was a kid, but they lit up. But I haven't seen this from a plastic train ever, so it's super cool. I would love it if Plarail made more of these engines, like, not Japanese per se. I mean, they have some cool prototypes, not gonna lie. I ordered 2 others of them, and they have 5 total steam engines. So I might just get them all because they're cool. But if they were to launch like an American line or even a British one, I'd like to see them try their hand at some American designs. I would be first in line to buy those, and it'd be cool because they integrate with this. I mean, it's Plarail, it's Tomy, so they run on all the same tracks. It's just a nice little change, and I feel a lot more mature with this. I'm just playing. I don't care. I like what I like when it comes to collecting train merchandising. But this has been really cool. I'm actually going to run this one around so you guys can see for yourself. But it is a superb model. The detailing is fantastic. It wasn't super expensive. It's about the same as if you ordered a Plarail Rosie or anything else. So yeah, I would rate this one. I didn't rate anything else, but I would rate this one 9.5 out of 10. I can't think of downright of any imperfections for this one, honestly. Actually, you know what? Screw it. This is a 10 out of 10. First time I felt like I had a perfect model. The reason I didn't do that on the D51 model they have is they tried to smash 2 wheels in there, and it's like 1.5. It's 2 halves of 2 wheels, and it looks terrible. this one's clean as far as Plarail design goes. So let's go and give it a quick run around the layout, and we'll wrap up this video. Ugh. Alright. Come on, Entienne. Come on. There you go. Let's see how far he makes it before failing. Come on. There you go. Are you kidding me, dude?